John, you are Master Brand Ambassador for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. You've dedicated your life to whisky, enjoying every mouthful, I don't doubt. Now, how should I approach it?
Well, the first thing to remember, the important thing, is that there's a bit of a difference between tasting and just drinking and enjoying it. Now, many of our members like to do a bit of the old try to identify the flavours, and we have stuff available on site to help them with that. But the most important thing to remember is that there is no right or wrong. When you do the sniffing and you put your nose to the glass, you're trying to identify flavours, and some of these flavours might be things that you remember from your life before, you know. So something that could spark a memory, and the flavours may well come from that, you know. So maybe just a little swirl, but let it settle first, because you don't want to agitate the alcohol in the glass too much, and then just pass it underneath your nose and see what flavours you get. The first flavours that you identify will usually be the right ones, because the more you sniff, the more complicated it gets, and you can actually numb your olfactories doing that.
And what about the tasting notes that you have on one of these bottles as well? Will I get all of these flavours and aromas through this dram?
No one person will, Vic. Our tasting panel might comprise 6 or 8 people, and they're all going to give their views of what they experience. So the chairman then takes these notes away and writes the tasting note and gives it a title. So no one person is going to get all of that, and you might get something completely different, because it's a very individual thing. The human being has 5 million sensory perceptors. A sheepdog is 220 million.
Wow.
So we're going to get a couple of sheepdogs on a panel next year.
Yeah, sounds good. And how should I drink it? Should I put a bit of water in there,
well,
or a cube of ice, perhaps?
I think, well, you've got to drink the whiskey the way that you like to drink the whiskey. There are no rules about this. What we say is, because ours is unique, every single bottle is unique, we say try it neat. Take a little sip, swill it in your mouth to help dilute it before you swallow, but then try with a couple of drops of water and see how that changes it. Water can have a dramatic effect on the flavours, and you can add more water if you wish. Some days you will find actually that you're enjoying it neat, and the same whiskey, a couple of days later, you might actually prefer a little bit of water in it.
Well, let's have some. Slange.
Absolute slange. Cheers, Vic.